G'day everyone and welcome to Brushes with Beck. This video is all about the importance of sketching. Now, sketching is important for so many different reasons and I'm going to cover a lot of those in this video. But first and foremost for me, sketching is a really good way to relax. When I don't want to feel the pressure of completing a really detailed coloured pencil piece or feeling like I have to make everything just right, sketching is a great way to relax and just unwind while still being able to create art. But of course, not every sketch has to be a work of art. Sketching exercises your drawing hand without any pressure because, like anything else, like a sport or working out in a gym, drawing is a physical activity, even though a much lower key one, but your muscles in your hand need practice. They need to know how to execute those movements most effectively, and they need good muscle memory to be able to draw well. So you're exercising your drawing hand without all that pressure of creating a beautiful finished piece. So like I said, even if you're messy, you're practicing those pencil strokes, the movement, the form of what you're drawing, even if it doesn't seem like it. Sketches can be as neat or as messy as you want them to be, and that's the really great thing about them. There is no pressure and it's just a great thing to do. So if you're new to my channel, please remember to subscribe to my channel while you're watching this video, give it a thumbs up and comment down below. Now, you don't even have to be good at drawing to sketch. It's about inspiration, ideas, and practice. You don't have to be Leonardo da Vinci or anything. You don't have to be an amazing drawer. You just have to sketch. They don't have to be anatomically correct. There doesn't have to even be all of the parts of that animal or person in that sketch. It's about getting ideas and just getting the feel for those things. I enjoy really sketching on toned paper because for me that's a really good opportunity to play with values and being able to put in whites and darks instead of working around white areas. So I find that really, really fun to add in those really vibrant whites and leave the toned paper to be like the mid-tone of the sketch. So with sketches, you can test your values and your lighting, and they are really good for doing thumbnail planning for larger drawings. So you can experiment with lighting. If the lighting in the reference photo that you're using isn't where you'd want it to be, you can use sketches to experiment with different lighting to see how that's going to look on that piece. So with the thumbnail planning, you can also color swatch for larger pieces as well. Test background colors and composition to make sure it will all work together. You don't have to just go straight into your final piece. You've completed you've drawn a little lion face or whatever, and you're like, oh, what color should I do the background? No, you've got that all worked out beforehand. There's no guesswork, and you know it's going to look good together. So you can test those background colors and the composition and make sure it's all going to work out beautifully. And it saves any guesswork and it saves you a lot of hassle in the long run when you don't like the way it's worked out. So you can see here I've done some quick studies of my cat sleeping. I didn't have to get into every detail. It was more about the impression and the values of the lighting and getting the form right. I've done the same with this sketch of a Przewalski's wild horse. I've added colour with my Derwent drawing pencils to make it a little more complete, but practicing colour tones and my technique with these pencils was more part of it than actually drawing an accurate Przewalski's horse. Every piece of work you do, no matter how quick, is valuable. And you can practice anatomy, but you don't have to spend a super long time on each sketch. Just repetition will improve your anatomy from a reference. These sketches are quite hard to see, but I was drawing monkeys from life at the zoo. They were moving around a lot, so it was really very difficult and quick. But drawing the monkey repeatedly allowed me to focus on a different part of the anatomy each time, and I slowly built a better understanding of their anatomy overall to sketch it much easier each time. They're still very quick, probably minute or less sketches, but I learned a lot in that process of just doing, 4 or 5 little sketches of this monkey. So that's just a few of the benefits of sketching. Like I said, you really don't have to be good at drawing. You don't have to be good at anatomy. It's simply about getting pencil to paper. You don't have to use graphite pencils. You can use colored pencils. You can use whatever you want to sketch with. It really doesn't matter. Use your favorite medium to sketch with and you will improve. You'll see improvements in your finished work if you spend more time sketching. It will enable you to help refine techniques and see movement and form and all sorts of things in your pieces. And it really will just help you to unwind and relax, get your hand working and exercised before moving on to starting work on a more refined piece. And that's really important too, is warming up your hand to work on something more important. I sketch quite often because I do find it really relaxing and just fun to do little quick sketches of my cats and other animals that sometimes I use a reference and sometimes it's just from my imagination, and over time that gets easier and easier. So I find sketching to be quite inspiring in terms of idea generation and all that sort of thing. So let me know in the comments down below if you sketch much, or if you don't, why don't you sketch? Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next week for another video. Stay creative.